Hi everybody, we are solving equations today with combining like terms, or like I've said before, we like to call that CLT. We also sometimes say it's like putting families together. You put the variable families together and the number family together. So we've got 3 steps. We're going to check them off as we do them, okay? The first thing we need to do is check and see if we need to combine like terms. Well, let's look on the left side of that equal sign. Definitely, there's 2 terms with x's, 2 terms that are plain numbers, so we are going to have to combine like terms. I have already added my t-chart and my line for solving this equation just because I'm messy and I didn't want to mess it up when I was trying to do it for you. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to label this X and I'm going to label this number so we can separate our families. So let's start with negative 3x. That goes under the X's. Then we have a positive 2. Then we have a positive 7x. And then we have a negative 8. Something I should have said in the combining like terms notes is that I always start from the left and move 1 term at a time to the right. That way you don't accidentally miss something. And remember, always bring their sign with you. It's very important. Use Desmos. Negative 3 plus 7 leaves you with 4x. And positive 2 minus 8 leaves you with negative 6. So we have combined these like terms, and now you move that over here. So all we're doing is putting everything together so that we can start solving our equation. Now remember, if you're distributing or combining like terms, that happens on one side of the equal sign if it's an equation. Okay, you don't ever involve the other side of that equal sign, the 22. We're going to start using this as we begin to solve. All right, first thing we're going to do is read this. 4x minus 6 equals 22. So first we combine like terms. Now we have to eliminate the constant, the number by itself. So we're going to add 6 to each side. And when you write the same things on both sides, draw a line underneath so you know that there's a calculation about to happen. Okay, so 22 plus 6 is 28. Bring down my equal sign. Personally, I like working left to right. I'm not sure why I did that 22 plus 6 first, but I would bring down the 4x because nothing happened to it. And then, of course, that's a 0 pair. I don't usually mark it out. I just did here because it's the first one. I won't on the next one. Then we're going to look here. We have to isolate. That means get alone, put that variable by itself. The only thing by the variable is that 4. That's multiplication. So we have to divide, or the inverse operation. If we do it to one side, we've got to do it to the other. And when we do that, just like with the plus 6 on both sides, we draw a line to tell us we have to perform a calculation. So the 4 divided by 4 makes 1, so we bring down x. And 28 divided by 4, please use Desmos, is 7. All right, now we're going to go to our fourth step, which is check the solution. If you notice, we got x equals 7. So when you're checking the solution, you basically take that 7 and replace it for each x value. And when you do that, you have to put it in parentheses. If, for example, it was a negative 7, you would put the negative 7 in parentheses. So now you can literally type this entire thing into Desmos and you will get 22. Or you can use Desmos to check your answer, and that is something that we will show you later. All right? Now we're going to go ahead and do one more. We're going to solve this equation by combining like terms. How do I know it's an equation? It has an equal sign. I'm going to draw that line. Then I look to the left and I see, wow, we've got a -3, a +3x, and a +7x. So we've got to combine some terms. On the right is -53, so it doesn't need to be combined. So let's go ahead and draw our t-chart. And the variable is x, and then there are plane numbers. So the plane number here is a -3. That is a +3x and a +7x. So let's put those numbers together. Again, please use Desmos. That way you are certain that you are getting the correct answers. Okay? So 7 x's and 3 x's makes 10 x's. And you bring down the -3. So you end up with 10x minus 3 when you combine the like terms up here. So I'm going to put 7x minus 3. You always combine like terms, or distribute and combine like terms. You simplify before you ever start to solve. Okay? Now, I'm going to look at this. We have to eliminate the constant, the number by itself. Well, the number by itself is a -3. So we're going to add 3 to each side to keep our equation balanced. Draw that line because I wrote something on each side. I'm going to bring down my 10x. -3 plus 3, inverse operations gives you 0, equals -53 plus 3 gives you -50. Again, I encourage you to use Desmos as a check. Now we're going to isolate the variable, get the variable all by itself. The only thing bothering that variable is that times 10, so we divide by 10. To use the inverse operation, we draw a line because we wrote the same thing on both sides, and that gives you x equals -5. All right, so now we're going to check that solution. Okay, so we know x equals -5. Again, you find all the x values and you replace them with a -5. All right, so below that you have -3 plus 3 times -5. You've got that in parentheses, plus 7 times -5. You put that in parentheses, and yes, they do check to be the exact same thing on both sides of the equal sign, and that is what the equal sign means. It means this on this side is exactly the same as this on this side. Just like when you start, you know that this on this side has to be exactly the same or balanced with this on this side. All right? Great job, everybody. We are super proud of you.